So basically I'm drawing a charcoal portrait and this is the charcoal chalk. So I will be doing the basic outline and I will be drawing directly from this. I will be sharing the tricks to be used to have a nice charcoal portrait which will be highly detailed and hopefully you will like it. Hello Alexandra. Hi. Hi Smoking Guns. It will be a charcoal portrait starting with charcoal chalk which are very dark, so you should use it carefully and only in places which needed to be dark, and we will leave rest as it is to give details later from pencil. So we will be using it with 3 to 4 steps. First step will be having our figure right on paper, and it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to lay down here. Later we can do the adjustment. So this will be the eye. Hopefully you will like it. Please like and subscribe. With drawing from charcoal, you can cover most of the area from black, and later you will be having less work in creating hair texture, shadows area, those things. So it's a nice way, a nice and easy technique to draw from here. Hopefully I will be able to share this to you. Live videos are most of the time they are very long, so I know nobody can stay that long for it, but do come later to see the final result. Here I'm just taking notes from my reference and just putting facial features as minimal as we can put it. We will blend it all together. That will be the second step. The first step is simply carving out facial features and placing the facial components at right position. In this way you get an idea also how the portrait will come out. You doesn't need to draw everything all together, you just need to place them properly and slowly it will start taking shape. So this will be the lips. I will shade it through. By doing this we know at what place we have to work or at what place we need to put more focus on beforehand. So I use this method. So this will be the face. Hopefully it's visible. We are using charcoal chalk, simple charcoal chalk. That will be the face we will be working on. All created freehand, nothing else was done before, everything is freehand and right in front of you. We'll create neckline as well. Hello Maria, thanks for commenting. Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully you wrote something nice. With charcoal you can easily figure out the places and area need to be drawn, and it's quite easy and less time taking. So you also try this method. It will instantly create your confidence for your artwork. Hopefully it's looking right to you. As our angles are different, I am looking at paper from side view and you are looking at paper from straight above. So it might look different to you, but later everything will come along and we will have a nice portrait. With charcoal, it will be a realistic portrait. We'll draw hairline as well. That will be the ear, and the hair will go from up from right here. When you are creating a portrait that is bigger the size, like half of the page, then this method is really useful, as it take less time to for detailing. Otherwise, if you will draw with pen or pencil, it will take a lot of time in creating perfection, but with charcoal you can easily do it very quickly. That I will show you. Most of my work takes like 1 hour, 1.5 hour, whether I draw with pen or with charcoal. So hopefully you will like it. Here I'm not shading much, because if I shade much then it will be very hard to remove. So I will shade only that much that I can blend it later, and if I need uh, extra darkness in any of area, I will create it later. But for now, we'll just focus on creating the basics, basic hairline, basic structures. So this is the very first step. Here you doesn't need to worry about how it will come out or how it will go. You simply need to focus on creating first layer and then go for second layer, and then slowly plan your artwork. This will be the hair part. I am not shading, or I am not using charcoal anywhere or everywhere. I am just using it in area where it's needed, because it will be very hard to blend it later. So we won't spoil our paper, and we will be using it with care. So this will be the overall structure on which we will be working. To create the partition, try to create a center line as a V, And because most of foreheads, when you will see the picture, hairline will be falling onto the partition. So uh, try to make it a V here at the center of the head, rather than just giving it a curve. This will be the overall structure. Using charcoal as much as you can in your first stage will reduce your time later. So you can use it in creating small details as well. We'll blend everything out. After blending, we will go for third step. We'll be using pencil and creating details. So stay tuned for all process. That will be the neck. When you have this kind of basic structure, then things get much easier while drawing any portrait, as you know where to work and you don't have to figure out during drawing. So uh, it makes things easier for later work. So that would be all for charcoal chalk. It look like this, and you can use it for various purpose. Now we'll be going for our second step, which will be blending it all together to get even shape. As when you will use pencil, fine smooth pencil, it will be hard to work on rough paper. So that's why we will be blending it and then removing all the excess charcoal. I will be blending it in the given direction only. I won't damage the paper by blending it all together. I will blending along the lines and in my required direction itself. Blending also create a smudgy effect, which will later help us in creating shadow. That would be the neck. So eventually we'll put shadow over this. That's why we use charcoal directly over the neck, over a large area. If you feel like you have done extra, then surely you can uh, remove extra charcoal by clay eraser, if you have heard of or not. I will be using that in my third step, which will be removing extra charcoal from paper. I am shading these areas through Blender itself because in my reference these areas are having shadow, so I will do it eventually. but with pens, when we'll add details to this part, it will look much better and it will make sense to you why we did it now. There are things to consider while drawing, like when you are drawing, when you are making a portrait, uh, giving details to the face doesn't take that much time. Time is much more taken by area which are larger and which have same kind of movements, like hair, in which the area will be bigger, so you have to put more energy and you have to put more time to it. So while doing with charcoal, it make it little easier, that it gives overall surface the black color, black shade, which we can later use it according to our will. But when you are drawing with pen, it's really hard to draw here, as creating detail takes much time than creating the face. I'm simply blending it along the lines which I had created. This is the second step. We have not done anything much yet. Even we'll blend the eyes as well, because we have to use pencil for adding details. That's why we need to smooth this surface, remove the extra charcoal from paper. As you can see, it has already started taking shape. Hopefully it's visible to you. If something even goes off, no need to worry about, just focus on your step by step process and eventually will have perfect result. I use more charcoal here in this spot, so I will be thoroughly blending it to remove extra dark areas. On to face, where we will have shadow areas or where we need to create expressions. I'm simply using blender itself to give it a rough idea where I need to work, where I need to create more space. In this way you make things easier for yourself, because it will take less time later when we will be creating details. So you can see that mood has changed, and now it will be more visible to you. And this is very easy. This much is been created in less than 20 minutes. So that's why charcoal work or charcoal portrait are easy and it look more aesthetic. You can add many kind of detailing to it. I will be showing it to you. We are almost done here. Now first step was to draw with charcoal, chalk or pencil. Second step was to blend it with a blender always use blender. You can use various kind of blender, like some people use earbud, also some people use tissue paper, and these are like official blenders which are made of paper. You can create it at home itself, it's not that hard. Or you can use tissue paper too. They all work same, they all work perfectly, nothing less, nothing big. Third step is using clay eraser, which look like this. You can mold it out and you get a big brick of it, this brick, but you don't need all, so you just tear a part of it and you can use it, and you will simply roll it out and you will gently roll it over your work, over your piece. This you have to do it initially itself, later you won't be having, because as you can see it remove all the excess charcoal, and it will make the portrait lighter to add details. So even in beginning, if we have done if we have shaded more, just like in neck area I thought that I have shaded more, it will even it will cut it out now. You just eventually you just have to roll it evenly all at all the areas where you think that it's needed. So this is the second step. I'm simply using clay eraser to roll out extra charcoal which was there from our first and second step. Through this you will have even surface and no extra dust or any kind of smudge on paper. You can easily details. So that would be all for this third step. Now eventually the drawing starts with second step. For this I'm using this mechanical pencil which is 0.7 mm. Hello. So I will be starting with the eyebrows, and you will see how easy it is to draw when you have used charcoal earlier. You just have to focus on creating details as much as you can. It will look good. You will see the difference in simple stroke of pencil. Details are getting more finer, more clear to you. I will be creating every kind of portrait in on my channel. So please do like and subscribe, and please see our quality grows over time. That would be the eyes. You can see the difference. In one eye we created with charcoal, and this one we just adding simple details and it's taking its shape. nice and easy. Always create thick eyelashes at the edges, and when you are creating thick eyelashes you can dark this area, upper eyelid. You can make it as dark as possible compared to lower eyelid. It should have more thickness to it. With charcoal we'll start adding our details also. We won't leave it for later because we have to finish it in one sitting. So I will be shading, or I will be creating details in areas which I need to find, which I need to create later. We'll be creating it together only. So the hair strand will fall from here, from above, same way which we have created earlier also. We'll just give it a nice stroke to make it more visible. You don't have to create many hair strands all together. You just have to create enough so it look natural. And while creating this eye we can also give a gentle lining of our cheekbones, so to add little details over here which will create, which will be connecting it later. This side hair bangs will be start from here and it will fall eventually over to the face, side of the face. Even if it's not looking that good right now, but once we will complete you will see a nice portrait in very easy steps. I will be adding more details to the eyes. And you can see the difference in one eye in which we are adding details and other eye which we created earlier. That's the power of charcoal. Even small strokes will make huge difference. Always try to shade along the edges of any corner you want to create more visible. Shading on edges make it look more denser and eventually give it a nice edgy lines. So here one trick I want to tell you, that when you are creating this eye, always create this upper lid more thicker than lower, and I will shade this corner, but right at this center we won't put much effort. It's better we put effort in shading below. It will give it a nice look. You don't have to uh, dark the lower eyelid as much. Just simply shade shade the down line, like below the eye. You need to shade properly to make it look thick. The eye will have shadow over here, and it will go down, so we can make this area dark as well, and it will create a nice jawline later. These small things you can do at beginning only, because in beginning nothing has been done, so you see every part individually. That's why you need to focus on details in beginning itself. When the whole portrait will be ready, I won't be able to see each details, because everything will catch my eye. So that time we won't be able to focus on each part. That's why if I think that I have to shade this corner more, then I will do it now only. We'll make this hair strand go more thicker, so it won't fade out with rest of the portrait. So this will be our one eye. We have finished one eye till now. Hopefully this area is looking visible. It will be visible to you, and it looking nice and not out of here context. Now we'll be going for second eye. So big amount of hair is falling over here, so we'll start from above itself. By doing this, we will be covering half of the face, and we will know exactly how the hair will fall over. If the hair is falling inside, then this bulge will be more bigger here, so to give the hair strand inside, and it will fall over the eye, and it will meet with rest of the hair here, so we can create much depth in this position, and rest of its bang will go from here, and it will connect to the face, probably like this. Once we will put more detail to it, it will be visible to you what I am trying to do here. I'll do it. If you ever want to create hyper realistic artwork, I will suggest to do it firstly with charcoal, because it's quite easy to work with charcoal. It gave you a good range of things you can do from it than other medium. If you want to do charcoal portrait with pen, you need to be super expert with it. I will have soft spot here. I when working with charcoal, you don't need to be perfect in all aspects. Just need to place it correctly. Hopefully it's visible to you. It will cut out here. Same thing with what we did here, we'll do it here also. We'll darker the upper eyelid much more than the lower eyelid. Lower eyelid will dark it from below, not right at the edge of the eye, but down here. As you can see the difference. To make upper eyelid or mono eyelid, you just need to see how the eye is going to work, where the shadow is falling, which are the darker part, which are the darker lines, where you have to focus more, and you can create as well. On daily basis we create portraits. For that we do it for random people only. As you have seen, I never try to create celebrity pictures or those. So stay tuned and please support and subscribe us, so that we can also draw you as well someday. We get this opportunity to ask people to share their portrait or share their pictures of loved ones to be featured here, and you can see it coming on paper live. We do that every week, every day, so please support us. Those almost our eye part is done. I'll try to shrink this space. I'll try to make this eyelid little smaller. I feel like it's quite big. So how to reduce the shape of the eyelid? You simply make your upper eyelid thicker. Start from corner and start going down. Smaller eyelid gives a look of a relaxed face. That's why it's important. If you make this eyelid, this pupil, very big, it will look like unnatural. So keep this in mind and keep always try to make your eyelid natural, more natural by reducing its size. Here we'll be adding more details of the face, and I will be clearing this area to draw the shadow of these hairs which are falling over here. We can make several hair over here, as we have created this uh, giant bang. So we can create several hair over here, and we'll show its shadow also. I'll show you when we add details how to do it onto face. Now we'll be going for second major part, which will be the nose. So far it's looking decent, not much but decent only. Let's see how it, how it goes. This will be the basic what we have created with chalk. So we'll just refine this area. We are not doing anything much here. Hello, welcome. Please do like and subscribe if you have come this far. That would be the nose. On to nose, you have many small corners and edgy points where you can create much more shadow, and it will give it a nice realistic look, just just by adding shadows. So you can try this. On to adding shadows. On nose, you have to see where the light is falling, where the shadow is going, or which areas looks darker. And you can leave the rest to the contrast of the paper and your tool, your pencil or pen on which you are working. So we have connected the nose with the eyes to give it a common to give it, we will blend it out. You have to blend so well that the dark part and the white part both looks like they belong to each other. Blending take times, so don't rush to it. So our nose is almost done. We are here just defining the nose more and more by adding more shadow lines, or by creating simple shady areas to connect it with nose as well. Till now we haven't used any single eraser in our artwork. It's all freehand. Everything we draw is freehand. No gimmick, nothing. Art should be free from gimmick. It should be authentic, and we will have quality work soon. So I feel nose is done, almost done now. These are the eyebrow bridges. These are called eyebrow bridges, which can be thicker in some people, which can be lighter in some people. But when you are drawing a reference portrait, you look for these spots, whether they are thick or not, because it will look nice if you make it more realistic, and that you can do by adding shadows over it. So that's why you have to look for these areas, because it eventually connects with eye contrast. So keep in mind that you have to work on this area a little extra on both sides. So now the eye and nose is done. We'll go for third part, which is mouth or lips. So we created this edgy spots right at the corner. We'll have this only, and we'll connect it through. That's the benefit of pre-guided lines, that you don't have to figure out the area, the spacing, the spot. You can simply join it together, and yeah, now you have the lips shape. Hello, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. When you are creating an portrait, the upper lips, if you see look for upper lips, they are naturally dark, because the shadow is coming from up to down, so it won't receive any much light or highlight. It doesn't require that. The lower lip will have some light, so we will be highlighting lower lip only. That you can do with less shading or just leaving it as it is to show that light is falling over it. It will look good, but try to make upper lips more dark than lower lips and just even out the space. This is turning out to be little good. I'm liking it so far how it's looking. You can always rate my work and give me and tell me things to be added or to be removed or to use some technique or how I can improve my work. Please do suggest anything you can. As I'm working alone and hard, it's hard to get results sometime. So please do tell me whether if it's good or it's very bad and how I can improve it. We'll create little shadow for lips here. In this way, like I had to highlight this lip side, and for that I just simply shade the area down below so that this white part will be highlighted much more. Now our facial features are almost done. We'll connect this area with the cheeks and we'll move forward. So the jawline will go from here. I will be shading this area which I am roughly marking it with my pencil. To add more details later. Once we created the hair, we will know the final image. Then we can create more facial features. Hello, if you like this, please like and subscribe. And thanks for coming. This exact shadow will go in both direction. So simply mark the area before giving it a complete shading. Simply mark the area and see how it's going to look, how it's looking on to you with closed eyes. Once you have verified that, then you can simply shade it all together. These small details will make a huge impression once portrait is been created. So you have to put attention to it at initial stages only. Later you will rush in finishing your artwork, so you won't be keen in looking at these spots. That's why these parts which I am finding it now, I am giving it more attention altogether. Never wait for a artwork to finish then to put details. start putting details at very first moment you started creating your work. In this way it won't be left out. So almost our internal facial features are done. Now we'll move to outside. You can do this in two way. First is once you have created the face, you go for neck, or you can start with hair. I'm saying this because if I shade this part before, and when will I will be shading the hair, my hands might get touched this part and this part lose its intensity. So always try to work from inside to outside or from top to bottom. In this way you won't be touching your artwork again and again. To create hair more fine, I am using this 6B pencil, and I will start creating hairline or hair texture. Where I find it's more dark, I will put dark. Always use your reference. In this case, see the reference first, where the hair is going darker or where it's lighter. You don't, once you have used charcoal, the whole hairline is already dark, so you doesn't have to put much more effort. You simply need to space out all the white areas now, which you can do it with many kind of brushes. You can use 6B or 10B pencil. 10B pencil is also good, like high radiant pencil you can use it. Carbon pencil are also there. Our hair will be created much more faster than uh, other style of drawing, because here we have already used charcoal, so it will be easy for us to space out the left out spaces, white spaces here. In those areas I need much darker region. I will be pressing my pencil hard and will be adjusting little touch-ups later. Always try to incorporate details at right moment. Never leave it for later. Later you won't find time to add details, so do it all together when you are creating your artwork. Look for light spots, look for dark spots, and work accordingly. When you are creating artwork, it doesn't have to be particular about anything. You just have to let your hand free flow and just start drawing. The easiest way to do it is simply create something and be confident about it. If you like this artwork, please drop a like or a comment, or tell us how it is or how we can improve our work and our reach as well. We are working very hard, so Please support. Due to our charcoal work before, we doesn't need to apply much more effort onto hair. We can simply create textures. Here are the most essential part, which needed more attention, as it is a huge part. Like size of the hair in a face is like 50-50 compared to other things onto a portrait. That's why we put more attention on nose, eyes, ear, and everything. But for hair, we try to finish it as early as possible. So no need to rush here. Give some time. Let the artwork flow and let the artwork speak to you how it wants to be. I am simply spacing out all the white spots so the hair look more even at every corner. One side of the hair is done. We'll go directly to the next side, which is basically more shorter side. We'll define this neckline first. And now we can create more details of hair here, as this neckline will also be covered with equal amount of hair from both sides. So you just have to simply dark this area. While creating hair, never go with perfection, go with idea what you are doing, where to put more density, where to put more color or more shading, which area to be highlighted more. Focus on those parts, then creating every strain of hair evenly and creating white hairs, black hairs. Don't focus on those things, it will take your time. Eventually you will lose interest in your portrait. So focus on even tones and less work. Focus on less work. Hopefully it's looking nice to you. Please drop a like or subscribe. If you feel this gap is little too bigger, you can use always zigzag line. Zigzag, like you make one side smaller, other side bigger, other side bigger, one side smaller, to fill up this line, so it will look more natural. Don't do it in perfect symmetry. Symmetry shouldn't be used everywhere, so don't go for some symmetry and those stuffs. Always use free hand, free flow of hand, and see how it works. I simply say to free let the drawing flow, because we can eventually change, we can eventually adapt to new thing. In this way we will find new thing. Otherwise, if we follow traditional styles, or will go for perfection or no symmetry, we won't be finding any new stuff, any new trick, or any new technique, or new kind of artworks. So never go for perfection when you are drawing. Always just free flow. So according to me, this side here is also done. I have blended it well with the ear and neckline and cheeks, so it's even out now. Now we'll go with the neck, and we are almost at the ending stage. I'm simply evening out all the white spots. Hopefully you like this technique. Now we'll be adding details to the neck. And you will see the magic. You will see this black part, how it will grow. This is a very fine pencil, very thin lead, so that's why I use it. When we have to dark the spot, it's much more useful than big 6B, 7B, or 10B pencils. I even have 11B pencil, but I never use, because it has its lead is so thick that it's of no use. So always use basic tools. I feel that they are much more helpful than what people promote, that I'm drawing from this, I'm drawing from that. You will find your ideal tool by your choices, by your choice of drawing only. So don't waste your time in figuring out stuff, simply fall for it. Hopefully neck is, you can see the neck taking the shape now. I will be adding extra hair to this side because I feel that portrait is flowing in this range. So I will be adding some extra hair to this side. It doesn't matter you have to add thick hair or just hair strands. It will even both length and both side, both position. So you can always do the changes according to the demand of the artwork when you proceed. This doesn't have to be perfect about it. Simply let flow, just flow. We will be adding details now to the neck. And this will be the hairline, the line for the shirt, and the shirt will fall from here till here. So inside we'll keep it dark so it will be visible that the shirt has been falling from here. And the shadow will go from here eventually in this way. I will rub the extra charcoal to make it more even. And it will go down. This area will receive more shadow than other part. So we'll shade it evenly. Don't let any white spot left behind. Shade it evenly at all corners and shade more, press your pencil more hard at the edges, not in the center but at the edges, because the edge will give a look and it will eventually fade out in going up, darker at the edges and fade at the center. In this way you will blend this area. The edges will be more darker and even. Now you can see the neck is getting more defined. And in places where we need less darkness, we'll simply wipe all the extra charcoal. And to wipe, it's very easy. Use rubber, use eraser to give it a texture like we are doing here. As you can see, we'll removing extra charcoal from here and eventually it will look good. See, it's very hard to wipe extra charcoal. That's why when you are using charcoal, you have to be careful about it, with whether to put or not, and where to put or not. So we have wiped the extra charcoal. Now we'll simply shade our neck in area where it needed to be shaded. Please like and subscribe. Please support us. If you like the artwork, please do comment or tell us where we are lacking or how we can improve this. Now we'll simply create texture for the clothing she is wearing, and it will be fun to create texture. To creating texture, you just have to shade the area which receive lights in your reference. You doesn't have to be perfect about it, you just need to do it. So don't think much. Eventually start drawing and you will have your way. Benefit of creating it beforehand is that we can simply use these guided lines and no need to think about it. It will show its thickness, that she is wearing something thick. I'll be adding details. Eventually the shadow will fall from here and it will go down, so this area will be covered. Thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and support us. And if you want us to draw something for you, please let us know. We can draw your loved one's life for you. And these videos are really big. I know it's hard to watch, so I used to upload its reel in like really 5 to 10-second videos. You can watch it there to see how the artworks turn out to be. So please give it a chance and please do subscribe and support us. These small patches of shading will create huge difference in giving the clothing a texture. So if your reference have these markings or have these shady areas, don't miss out, draw it. It will give your artwork nice and even look. And it's important also, it's quite important to go for this kind of details. When you are using pencil or pen, no matter how dark it is, try to use it evenly in uniform lines, so that even though if your artwork is not that perfect, but these basic things will make it go near to perfect very fast and very soon. So don't shade roughly, shade slowly and in even tone. Try to match the tone. Now you can see the difference. Adding simple shady lines to the artwork create a huge difference. That's why when you are drawing something and you are using some reference, you can use Pinterest, you can use any your loved one's picture or anything particularly you like, anime or anything. So follow the reference thoroughly, and with time you will start adding your own mindful details to it. But for instance, when you're new or you're learning, follow the reference, follow, see the light and shadow part and those areas, and simply work through it. I will create this part little darker from the other part because it's the side of the shirt, and here the light is not falling. I draw daily at this time, morning 5 o'clock. So you can join with me or you can come later to see what I have created. Now we are almost at the last stage of simply adding details in every required corner. We'll review it for you, and will eventually close this portrait now. So we started with charcoal chalk. We laid the first layer, simple minimalistic drawing with chalk. Then we blended it out. We blended it evenly in every given stroke we created in first step. We followed that line only, and third step was uh, to remove the excess or extra charcoal. For that we used clay eraser, which you can find easily. That we just rolled over all our artwork to remove extra clay, dirt, or debris from charcoal chalk. Once it removed, fourth step we used pencil to add details. If you follow all steps carefully, you will have a nice portrait drawn by yourself for you. It's the most easiest way to learn drawing. So I will be sharing it with you on daily basis, details and small stuffs. So do subscribe, and you will see a big change in your artwork. Or if you do it, or if you want to start it, it's a great way to release your issues or stop thinking for a while. Even I draw this to not think, to stop thinking for a while. That's my go to recipe. That's how I started, and that's how I eventually got into it, to give my brain a small break from all the chaos and all the thoughts every time. That's why I like this. That's why I do it now. So you also can start. Difference between great artwork and less great artwork is simply that great hours of time has been put onto great artworks and less time have been put less great artwork. So if I'm making something with 6 hours of time, it will have the 6 hours of quality, and if I'm making something in 1 hour, it will have 1 hour of quality. Nothing more than that. So the more time you spend with your work, you can add more details, because more clearly you can see how it's turning out to be, how you want it to be. When you're shading, try to shade in even tone. Always dark the corner edges of the corner more, and let it fade out when you come in. Like when you going out, you have to be more darker at the edges, and when I will be coming in to the lips, I will let my shading fade out. So in this way it will blend, and it will give it a nice curvy look, that the face is getting curved at the end. Don't try to make over hair strands, just enough hair strand that it look good or look enough. If you try to create extra, then it will not look nice. To highlight another position, you have to darker the surface below them. In this way the face will pop out more. If the inner face shading and the lower neck shading will be same, then it will look like flat surface. But if I dark this surface, if I shade this more, and if I hard if I put pressure on my pencil and let this surface get more darker, then the face will look 3D. You will see it now. Simply adding shading to the neck creates so much difference. Same thing, same principle will go for this lower lips also. If I want to highlight this white area, I will shade down below here, like this. What we at time of starting the drawing, what we feel that our lips are thicker or lips are more darker, eyes are more darker, and when we have completed everything, now everything goes along with it. So you have to retouch the areas which you want to highlight before, to go along with the whole artwork. You have to reach you have to retouch it, like we are doing here. We are doing it here to give it extra edgy look and to finish it off. and these small details will eventually make your artwork look cool, great, and more realistic. So put some attention over to it and always leave some time for finishing touches. Don't do artwork in such a way that you get completely exhausted with it and try to finish it as early as possible. Don't do that. Try to don't exhaust yourself much so that at the end of the story you can put some kind of touching up, some kind of rework, some kind of special effects you want to put, you can put. But for that you need energy. I need to make some small changes here. I will extend this area a little. And I will even it out. Now the face looks more even. Hopefully it came out nicely and you guys like this. Please drop like or any kind of suggestion you want to put or you want to give or you want to be featured or you want any portrait from us. I can draw it for you. You can text me over or you can comment. I will text you back. We can draw your loved ones, your own face, or any kind of style you want to see. We can do that. Please reach out to us and support us in any way possible. I'm just darkening the area which I think need require more amount of shading. I'm doing it with pencil. This is 5. This is 7 point, and this is 2B pencil. This is 0.7 mm and 2B shade, and it works perfectly even on dark. Like even on dark areas also you can cross a line with it. So that's the major tools I use for my artwork. Our portrait is almost done. Simply final stages, final touch up. Always try to shade the edges of the area much more. I will be coming back tomorrow again with new portraits. Stay tuned. And this will be all for today. Now my sign, which is HS, and this is my work, all freehand, all live drawing. This area is getting more light towards it, so I will try to even it out. To make cheeks more curvier, you can simply shade it out. Shade the corner of the cheeks and let your pencil flow to inside. And when you reach inside, you have to fade out. So you will press hard at the edges and eventually come inside, and you will your intensity of press will be low so that it will fade out. Corner will be dark, inside will be lighter, and it should look even. Then you will have this effect of curved face, like more 3D look. That's how you do it. And to make the area pop out, you have to make its connecting area more darker. If we make this hairy part more darker, then the face will glow up, face will come out. So we use this principle everywhere. That's why when I am curving out this area, I'm making it dark, and so I will shade this area as well. This point was our highlight, as the hair will start flowing from here, so we'll eventually dark this particular hair strand but to stand out, so that it will be the darkest part for this artwork, and light will bounce off from here, so this area will be highlighted and it will receive less light. So you have to do shading in opposite direction more to make this area looks pop out. looks, so that it can be highlighted more. So I will leave this area, and eventually to make it look bright I will dark below, I will shade below. I will shade below and below. If you want to raise, if you want to raise any raise the light part, like how to say, want to highlight any part, you have to look in other areas, like which you can make more darker to look that highlight part less darker. That's how you play with contrast. One tip if I have to give you for contrast is, when your artwork is black and white, when your artwork is black and white, or you are using charcoal pencil, charcoal chalk, or anything which makes your artwork black and white, then while editing you can always edit with brightness and contrast features. When your artwork is colorful, either you are using color pens or pen, then you can use vibrance. Vibrance is editing, it comes inside editing, but it goes very well with colored part. Whatever color you use, it goes very well with that. So for black and white it's contrast and brightness, and for colored artworks or colored portrait it is vibrance and highlight. It you can get it in any editing software, like even basic software will have these features. It's inbuilt feature for any phone. So keep remember this. For black and white, always play with contrast to raise your to raise the standard of artwork, and for colored, vibrance and highlight. Those are very important. You can always see at what angle it all came out, or you want to highlight it later. If you want to show any new hair strand coming from up, you can simply do this at later stages once your artwork is finished. You can, that's why it's important to give time to your artwork after its completion. Will this even out this neck neckline, and its white patch will even this out. Simply we'll make it smaller, and to make it smaller we'll just shade evenly in all direction. So we are done with this here. We'll simply wipe the extra charcoal. See, charcoal you can't rub it. You can see that paper has been got very smudgy, and even this light charcoal, if I am rubbing it hard, then also it won't go. That's why at the starting of the video I have told you that use charcoal only at places it's needed, or we can even out it with pencil. But if you ruin the paper, like see here all with, because of my hand, this part has got smudgy, even if I erase it well, it won't go. That's why never use charcoal at unwanted places like on cheeks or on forehead or on creating facial features. Don't use extra charcoal because it will be very hard to blend. You can't rub it, it won't go off from your paper. So we'll learn more next time. Thanks for watching, thanks for giving your time. Please do like, subscribe and support us. Thank you.